On today's episode, we're going to be making that engine look good. Okay, so the first thing we want to do when painting any object is make sure that it is nice and clean. Make sure that the paint can stick to it. I've just taken these valve covers and that timing belt cover. I took them to work and I pressure washed them all off. I then hit them with some brake clean just to get any oil residue off. And then I'm going to take a last sweep over it with a microfiber. Then we'll get everything off of it, hopefully, and be ready to paint it. So we're just going to take our valve cover, get it cleaned up with a microfiber, get anything off of it that might be cause the paint to come off after you painted it. Once you got it nice and clean, you're going to want to rough up the surface. This surface is already pretty rough, so I don't think that will matter too much. So then let's get it onto a surface that we can paint on. Just an old cardboard box will do. Now let's go get our paint can. Okay, so here we have some red engine enamel. It's called Plasticoat, the perfect finish. Since this is going to be on the engine, those valve covers are right next to the exhaust manifold. They will get warm. You want engine enamel that's meant for heat. So this says it's heat resistance up to 260 degrees Celsius. The one thing you want to watch for when you're using engine enamel paint is some of them have to be heat cured. To a very high heat. So this one says it dries to the touch within an hour. Doesn't say anything about heat drying it, so we'll just get them sprayed and then they can let them sit. Now, very important thing to do before we start painting is mask off any surfaces that we don't want the paint to be on. So we got our trusty old painter's tape and we're just going to mask off anything. We don't want paint going inside this hole here. Things like where hoses need to be, they don't need to be painted, so we'll just put a piece of wrap over that. And that should be good for masking on this. Get it shaken up really good. Wow. That's some crazy stuff. Okay, we're back. It's the next day. The valve covers have had their chance to dry. Sorry for the light change. Here's our box of parts. They look pretty good. So we can pull the masking tape off, put new gaskets on, and then get them mounted back on the engine. Okay, we got our new gaskets. It's a good thing we pulled these off because one gasket was already heated up to the point where it was leaking again. Give them a comparison to make sure they're the same. They look like they're the same. They look identical, so we should be good. So this one in particular has these little tabs that get bent over to hold it in place. There's one done. Install that. Just like so. Make sure the gasket isn't pinched and get these bolts back in. It's getting stormy out there. We got a winter storm effect right now. This will be third winter so far. All the same season. Go figure. There we go. It's all tightened. What a beauty. Oh, don't tell me that piece is different. Okay, so right down here, we've got the oil filter. This is a stock oil filter location. And this bracket is way too big. On this one, we have a remote filter relocation kit already installed. And the bracket that goes here is about half the size. And the reason for that is because this huge big bracket holds the alternator and the AC pump, whereas the old one had the power steering on this side. So it's a slightly different bracket, goes down a little bit further. But that means we gotta get rid of that. So, get our handy electric ratchet, find our 12mm socket. I think it's that guy. And we'll buzz these off. And you can see it was leaking. I don't know if you guys can see, but you can see it was leaking here already before, so it's good that we're pulling this off. I got a drip tray just in case there's still some oil in there. Okay, and that can go right upside down into the bin there. Okay, so we're looking for a gasket like that and our new gaskets. Well, that's really great. Once again, we're running into a dilemma where we don't have the right gasket. We're missing a part. I thought I had a whole engine gasket kit over there, but as it turns out, it's only for the top end. So, shit. That means we don't have the right gasket for the oil filter, or oil filter housing. We don't have the right one for the oil pan. And for whatever reason, although I ordered a gasket kit for a supercharged version, it didn't come with the intake manifold to supercharger base gasket, which is this guy. So I ordered one. This is most definitely for the naturally aspirated one. That is the supercharged one. And they are They're very different. So that's a problem. And since we can't get the oil filter on, we can't get this bracket on, and that means we don't have any lifting points on the front, which means we can't move this jack stand over to get the dipstick on. So we're at a standstill on this side. We can't do anything till we get that one little gasket. Stupid. It really is amazing how one little gasket can ruin your whole day. Finally getting some motivation to work here, and ruined. Just ruined. So we're going to need to make another note for some more parts that we need. Now, is there anything else that we need for this fucking engine that's not in that pile, or in my new parts pile? Such a gong show. But that's the way it is in any world, so it's just really a bummer we couldn't have gotten this done today. So close. But we got the red valve covers on, so it's a very small step in some direction. I don't really know. Let's try looking at the other side. It might be more motivational. Oh, did I forget to mention we also can't button up the exhaust manifold on that side because it's in the way of the oil dipstick installation. Another thing ruined. So I just got a little nut on the back side and this bolt, and that should just drop right out of there. There we go. Alternators off. That was easy. Now we just gotta get this bracket off. Well, once again, I think that's it again for today. It was a very short day. Didn't accomplish much. We got the valve covers on, realized we're missing parts on that side, got this bracket on, and yeah, I mean, again, we're also missing parts for the center here. We want to replace the knock sensor, so it's brand new because those are known to fail, and they're piled with everything on top so you can't get at it. So we need that. Actually, I need to check if I got that gasket. Let's see. It would appear we're also missing a gasket for that piece. So yeah, as I was saying, we need to get this, we need to get a gasket, we need the fuel injectors. So we've got a few more things to get for here before we can start rebuilding this. I'd like to get this still a little bit cleaner in here. I gotta get these spark plugs out, but there's dirt in there, so I'd like to get a vacuum in so I can clean that out. That bracket's annoying. No. Let's just pull the bracket off. There. It's off. Okay, I can go in the bin. Yeah, we're getting closer and closer every day, but we're still not there yet. Oh, wind's coming in. Wind's coming in. Panic! Okay, so that will end today's vlog. We got some stuff done. We got these painted, and we found a whole bunch of parts that we still need to order, so we got to get on top of that, get all that ordered so we can finish putting this engine back together, and hopefully by next week sometime we can be putting that in. So if you guys are liking what you guys are seeing, this is just part of my channel doing builds. Please hit that subscribe button so that we can see you guys again next time. We're trying to hit that 1,000 subscriber goal, so please help me get there. And yeah, smash that like button, and we'll see you guys next time.